cast or show that you hone in on, or is it just all broad, all across the board?
You know, I grew up on the original in syndication, so I have to pay homage to that. But then, you know, the next generation was high school for me. But then when I got into college, I stopped watching TV, and suddenly it was 7 years later. So I've got a lot to catch up on still on the next generation. But those two, you know, those are seminal.
Excellent. If you could have stepped into those casts, would you want to play a character that already exists, or would you want to step into a new role?
I think Data is like the best. I met Brent, finally met Brent in Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago, and he got out of his car and he goes, "Hey man," I was like, "Hey, finally." And he goes, "Man," he sits down and it turns out he's a huge Hell on Wheels fan. He's seen every episode. And that's all he wanted to talk about. All I wanted to talk about was Data.
No. You're Star Trek. No, Hell on Wheels. Yeah.
It's like my father was a sports writer, right?
Oh, yeah.
And but originally he wrote theology, and he was invited to a worldwide religious conference hosted by Sun Myung Moon in the 1980s, and he went because he wanted to talk to Sun Myung Moon about religion and evangelicalism in South Korea. And he got there, and it turned out all that Sun Myung Moon wanted to talk about was football.